Hey guys, this is Nick and Mike with the Christmas Light Academy, and we wanted to talk today about the pros and cons behind LED versus incandescent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the popular notion is that it's talking to some other guys, it's like a foregone conclusion that they would only do LED. And I think there's some great arguments for it, but I think there are some opportunities still for the incandescent lights. So, Mike, what do you know about the pros and cons of incandescent versus LED?
Well, there's definitely some pros and cons. There's some preconceived pros and cons, and then there's like data-backed pros and cons. But I'll get into some of the things that we know for sure are some of the pros. And one of the biggest advantages to LED over incandescent is the fact that the bulb themselves is plastic. And so, as you know, you have installers on the roof. It's cold out. You know, they're hustling. They're just getting jobs done, and bulbs break. There's no way around it. Like, you have a glass bulb, it's going to shatter, especially when it gets cold. It's just part of the job. And so when you have bulb breakage, quality control becomes a big component of the job to keep overall customer satisfaction. So with the LED, that whole issue goes away because it's virtually impossible to break an LED bulb. On top of that, I'd say another huge advantage, repair visits aside, let's not even get into that yet. Let's just talk about the pure advantages of LED. Another one that comes to mind immediately is the fact that they don't scratch. You have the painted ceramic glass bulbs that are very classic looking. People love them. But the issue comes in to where they just scratch very easily.
You're pulling the lights across the roof, and that long strand is rubbing against the shingles, and then one side of all those bulbs have a big like scratch mark across them, and then when you see them at night, there's like part of that bulb is just have this alien glow coming out the side of it.
A glaring clearness, clear scratches you can just see. So obviously when you're using incandescent, like, it's real important for quality control to replace those bulbs as they scratch, which there's money involved with that, with the material costs, labor costs, so on and so forth, where you don't get that on the LED. So those are two prime advantages that I see immediately. And then also obviously the carrying capacity of the wire when you're using LED versus incandescent. I mean, it's just night and day difference as far as your wire capacity of the length of your runs.
So it's easier to train installers like how to install the LED lights. You don't have to break up the power as often. It's since there's less power going through those wires, there's a less opportunity for wires to melt or other big failures. So I think, like, for me, the hidden advantage for incandescent lights would be, it depends on what business model that you want to set up. The way that we did it was we wanted to get as many Christmas light clients as possible while still making money. And we probably could have priced our lights higher or introduced a higher end product, but we were able to add so many clients every year that it really became one of the big driving forces for how we scaled and grew our company. And so if you're competing against other Christmas light installers and they're only doing LED, you're going to get a lot of clients that sign up just because, $500 the first year is a lot less than $900, so I'm going to go this way. I don't really care what you put on my house. And I'm sure all the other people that just do LED will preach all of the benefits of LED, but at the end of the day, some people just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we made a decision that we would start converting everything to LED and eventually not offer incandescent. But something very interesting happened when we analyzed all the data. And so we tracked every repair visit, every broken bulb, and so that we had some very unemotional metrics. And what we found is, so out of the 1,365 houses, we had 171 LED clients, which is a good sample pool, and then we had 1,194 incandescent. So, of the incandescent houses, 59% of the people never called. So the initial install was, if it wasn't perfect, they were okay with it. They didn't call us. Of the LED clients, and maybe this means that we need to work on our LED installs, but I would say, let me see here.
What you looking for?
What percentage? Oh,
53.
47% of the LED
called.
never called. And so that's a big number. So part of that reason was maybe our LED installs are more expensive. So usually when somebody gets into like $1,000, there's a bigger opportunity for something to go wrong. We do lots and lots of houses that are $400 and $500. I think our average price actually for all of our houses last year was somewhere around $475. So there's ways to manage incandescent lights so that you don't have tons of callbacks. So I wouldn't completely rule out installing incandescents if you're wanting to use Christmas lights as a springboard to growth.
Yeah, other services for sure.
So
it gives your clients a lower. I think Nick, I think you already hit on it, but I just want to make sure. But like a lower entry point, so you can gain these new clients at a lower entry point, just to know that hey, you're going to expand these services a few months down the road with all the other services that you're offering. So it's a good in to the company. Just to market them for all the other services.
we did, starting in 2020, stop installing incandescent mini lights. Incandescent mini lights, I feel, is like our bane. It's like, yeah, we stopped doing that, and I do believe that our mini light callback numbers went way down. So if you have a client that doesn't want mini lights, I would say, think about incandescent.
Many lights are sneaky because there's a lot of consideration when you talk about pricing of mini lights, because it's not just the install that takes the time, but also it slows your takedown down considerably, because takedown for roofline lights is surprisingly fast, but when you start getting the mini lights that are ornately wrapped around it, the trunk and the branches, and it looks so good, which is fine, but you have to charge accordingly because you have to consider the callbacks and also the takedown on that as well. So
We should probably do a video on pricing roof lights versus mini lights.
yes.
So, hey, thanks for tuning in. If you need anything, let us know.